Hello everybody, in this video I will show you guys how we can install the Kali Linux system on the AWS Cloud EC2 server instance. After this I will also showcase how we can port forward all the traffic from the inbound traffic inside the Kali system to the outside to the external WAN network. And after this I will also configure the Beef-XSS over WAN, over the cloud basically. So hello everybody, now we are at the AWS panel after you registered with the credit card on your AWS panel. So you need the email and also a credit card to get a free tier, or also of course pay it monthly. But also here we can select the regions. So I've selected Asia Pacific Seoul in Korea, but you guys can also select something else. But what we want to do is actually integrate the Kali Linux inside the EC2 instance, which is similar like a VPS server, but it's just like a server basically inside the VPC, Virtual Private Cloud of Amazon. And now we will scroll down, we will go to Launch Instance. We will call it AWS Kali Linux. We will browse for the operating systems. Those are the operating systems we can choose from default, but we will choose Kali Linux. So we will go to the AWS Marketplace here. It's gonna take a time to load. Right, Kali Linux inside. You select this one. And you guys need to click on subscribe now. So as you guys can see, this is a Kali last snapshot that we got here. I will go down. I will select free tier because I registered a free one for trial. And here we can make our private keys and public keys for SSH access. So I will choose the PEM for OpenSSH, so we can directly connect to the terminal on Linux, Mac, or Windows. Else you guys can also do it for PuTTY, but I will just do it for normal Linux or like Windows terminal SSH application. I will just call it Linux AWS VPC. After we create a key pair, we even get it in the download folder basically. And here's some network settings, but I'm not going to go too much into it because I just want to show us how we can install the Kali Linux system. So this is important to allow SSH traffic from any IP address or like only your IP address range. But we can also make it custom, and then we can write our subnets from our public IP address, which one like can access it. I will just choose my IP and subnet here. So now we will go down and click on Launch Instance. Now we need to wait until it will get ready to be launched. So now we will click on this one. So now we got the AWS Kali Linux instance. The instance state is pending. It's still like a status check. It still need to be done. As you guys can see here, there's the public IPv4 address, the DNS server, availability zone, and then some other information that we got here with the key name. So we can refresh this one, and we see the state. As you guys can see here, it's running. We click on the instance ID. There's the IP address and so on. If you scroll down, we can even see like the subnet ID and much more. And here's, for example, the key pair. So what we're gonna do now is actually copy this public IP address. Then we open the terminal. Or there's an administrator on Windows. Then we go to this downloads folder. And we look inside. As you guys can see here, that's already the key that we can use to SSH inside the EC2 Kali Linux server. We write the hostname as Kali, IP address like this. We just hit enter. And now we are basically inside the AWS Cloud EC2 instance Kali Linux shell. Who am I? We can write, for example, Kali. So I'm gonna just write sudo for getting privilege, clear the terminal. And now let's actually update this one. Update the system to get the latest packages and so on. So after you guys finished, just first of all, if you guys don't know how to continue, just write y as yes. So I'm gonna keep showing you guys after this update has finished. Right after we finish the update, let's install Apache 2 web service and also Beef-XSS, as we will be making them go for WAN. So after the installation is finished of the Apache 2 and Beef-XSS, we will configure the Beef-XSS to go over the cloud, like to the outbound. So we're gonna go to cd user share Beef-XSS, sorry. We're gonna list a directory. We're gonna nano to the config YAML file. Here we can also configure a password that we need to log in, so I'm gonna make it to just easy low 1 2 3 4 5. You guys can make a better password. You leave the host here. So we need to go down. We can also enable HTTPS. A public enable, we also enable this one. And these are like the certification keys that you guys can configure to basically make the website go over HTTPS. So this simple beef key isn't really secure, but you guys can curate with OpenSSL or like, you know, buy a certificate from some online domains. And here are some other options like the DNS hostname lookup you guys can configure. And some other options like advanced evasions or enabling Metasploit and so on. You guys can either enable it or disable, up to you guys, but I won't do it. So let's just save this one. So in this clip we will try to port forward all the traffic for Beef-XSS and also with Apache 2. So first of all we will write security group here for the inbound, outbound information. We click on the EC2 future security groups. We go on Kali Linux here, and we scroll down, edit inbound rules. We add about like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 options. First one will be HTTP port 80. We will do 000 subnet because this will be all public IP addresses that can access our link inside externally. We will also do HTTPS because we also enabled Beef to handle HTTPS traffic, like have a certificate. And also here we will activate the port 3000 for Beef. And here we will enable the WebSocket ports. So if you look at the files configurations of the config YARN file of Beef, you can see the ports here that we need to actually import inside: 61985, 61986. Oh, sorry. '86. Don't forget the zeros. So this is how we can port forward the inbound traffic to the outbound. Now we will save the rules. And now we have set it up. So let's see if we can run the Beef application and let it make it run on the WAN. So if we're in the directory of user share Beef-XSS, we will do Beef start. And as you guys can see, there's a private IP address, but we need the public, so we go back and write EC2 instance, which is our Linux server system. We go to instances running, and we click on our Linux instance. As you guys can see, there's the IP address, the public one that we port forward. So we copy this, we place here. Let's do HTTPS because we enable it, right? 3000 UI panel. And then we will write the username and the password that we configured inside the config YARN file. Now we have our web panel here. So if we, for example, would open the link here, or let's say here, it's publicly accessible over the internet. And if we reload this page, we can see the IP address, which is my dynamic ISP IP address, basically. So that's how it works. So there's also like a hook that we can put inside the Apache 2 web server, or like any HTML page file, which I will show in the next clip. Beef-XSS instance show the Linux system works. We don't disable it, we don't ctrl-c, so we keep this terminal open. We're going to open a different terminal to configure the Apache 2. So SSH again, sorry, first the downloads folder, look inside, SSH, and then the key of the SSH, Kali, and also the public IP address, of course, that we need to connect inside. Let's also do sudo su. Let's make this bigger. And now we will go to the directory of the Apache 2. We'll write nano index HTML. Then we can input the code inside here of the let's say the malicious code, right, from the Beef, basically the Beef hook. So we will write the source HTTPS, and then we will write the public IP address, as you can see up there in the link, 192, port 3000 of course, and then we will do hook JavaScript, and then we will hit Ctrl X and yes to save, and enter to write. Clear this. Let's try the service Apache 2. Let's try to start this. As we know, we forwarded the traffic port 80, which is a HTTP. Okay, now if we, for example, take a public IP address from the EC2 instance and we place this inside here, we have the Apache website basically. If we, for example, refresh the browser of the Beef, we also get a Beef hook on the victim, as you guys can see here. So you guys want to include the file inside the JavaScript code nearby the directory of the Apache 2 index page without putting inside the HTML page. You can also create a new Beef JavaScript file, create the function. Close it up of our script. We create the element. Then we will create the source. Which is the hook. So close this one up, and this one as well. And then we will append it on the head of the index page, the HTML page. We can also do body inside here or anything inside the HTML page. Make it a bit like this, close it up, Ctrl X, Y, enter. Now we got this file. We're gonna go to the index page. The index page we need to also include it as a source file. Beef JavaScript. And close it up as well. Ctrl X, Y, enter again. Now we will do service Apache 2 reload, service Apache 2 restart. And now if we go to this, we try to go to the HTTP page hosted by Apache, which loads the JavaScript malicious code from the directory. So let's go look and reload. Now we got the victim as well, so it's loaded from JavaScript file code basically, and we don't need to put it inside the HTML page. Pretty simple.